when we connected earlier, one of the things that you shared with me is that you are starting a nonprofit. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about that and the specific vision for that nonprofit organization.
Yeah, absolutely. And so just to be clear too, like I'm leading the nonprofit chapter in California, but the actual entity itself, Heroes for Freedom Foundation, has actually been around for I think about 18 years, and they're actually based out of Texas. And one of our strategic partners out there in the Austin area, that is a company similar to ours, but they focus on resort and destination sales and marketing. So we complement each other, and we do the same thing just for different industries. Um, but through that and through some of my trips out there to Austin, and talking with Philip, he brought, this, one of the things that they're big on is their philanthropy, right? And giving back to the community and really, making an impact, greater than just business. And, obviously I have a tremendous amount of respect for the men and women that serve our country. I mean, we get to sit here and do this because they do that. And so, when Philip started talking to me about it, I've always in my head, known that I want to do something bigger than just sell houses or just, be in business. And it really kind of, again, like I said, God is great. He opens doors, he opens opportunities, and he kind of laid that one right in front of me. And it was really just about, stepping through that door. And it is a big responsibility. I've never led a nonprofit before, but I am super excited about it because we get to serve the men and women that serve our country. And really, the whole premise of Heroes for Freedom Foundation is camaraderie, right? Like creating spaces and places. We do fishing tournaments, hunting tournaments, golfing tournaments. Whatever it may be to get our veterans, our combat veterans together to have an experience that puts a smile on their face, right? And allows conversations to happen, right? Like we're here with the hope and goal that we save lives, that, the men and women that may feel like they're in a dark place or that they're alone, through some of these events. And I've heard some tremendous testimonials from some of the veterans, out of the Texas chapter that have talked about the impact that it's had on their life. And man, just super honored to be able to, lead something like that here in California. Our first inaugural fishing tournament is going to be in April this year down at a place called Miller's Landing on Bass Lake, probably about 50 minutes east of Fresno. And we're just, again, honored to be able to do this, and really looking forward. We're just about to start our first round of fundraising, so we feel like we're a little bit late. Luckily, we've got the backing of our Texas family to help us get through it, but it's completely outside of my comfort zone a little bit because I'm not a veteran. I mean, so my two, I guess I'll call them, I don't even know what you call them, I guess council people, or again, I'm learning my board, I guess I'll say. Again, I'm trying to, it's like business, but it's different, and I don't know all the lingo of it, but they're both veterans. One is a combat veteran, and one is a gentleman that's just served our country but has not been in combat. And that's a big thing too. They're very clear on that, right? Like, again, but to me, they have all served our country, right? And I'm grateful for all that. And so just trying to learn from them and see what we can build and just create opportunity to have conversations.
No, that's absolutely fantastic, and I'm so happy to hear that, like, you're taking this this step and taking this initiative, even though you haven't served. I feel like our veterans need to know that they're seen, that they're heard, that there's people there for them, and I think there is when you haven't served necessarily, like there can be this like apprehension to jump in because it's like, man, I didn't serve, so you don't really know what it's like, right? You don't
Right.
really know what they necessarily need. But just the fact that, you know, they know that you're there for them, and you know, I think it's just incredibly important that they're recognized. And, you know, bigger picture, like, hats off to you for, you know, wanting to serve the community, you know, just beyond, you know, business, right? And find ways to give back and support those who have served our country.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, it's already been fun. I mean, we're working right now with the Wounded Warrior Project,
Mhm.
and they're helping with a number of things on this kind of first event. So again, I'm learning a lot, and again, just excited and honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, excellent.